Ratropolis, the ancient metropolis, granted us safety and prosperity. However, our greed bred more greed, and in the end a terrible experiment caused apocalypse. Ratkind, once so great, were scattered into the wilderness. We're the only ones who made new settlements. From now on, we must protect the settlement.
Greetings and salutations! This is Jason Silverain, and I found quite the intriguing little roguelike deck builder, Ratropolis. Now, this was produced by Cassel Games in 2020. It's available for £13.99, though I picked it up for £3.99, and I think that was an absolute bargain in the spring sale. Now, the whole point of this is you have various different leaders, each with a unique playstyle and deck, even between their male and female counterparts, and I love the art style, they're very cute. So, for example, the merchant leader, as what you say on the tin, they focus mostly on the economy, getting that gold in fast as possible, rotating around the cards, and building up tax, which is pretty fun. General leader, they're all about your military. They don't really get as much economy, but they get the ability to gain bounties, and it's all about building up an elite force very quickly and killing the monsters. But there's various different playstyles between each of the versions, and I found that especially in the Navigator. Now, they have what would be considered a absolute headache of a mechanic, which is stock. Your cards can only be played so many times, as long as they've got stock. The captain here, he actually can regain the stock of his cards, as you see by supply. The female version, however, she gains notoriety, which is a case of cards are free to begin with, but the more you play them, the more they cost. And they gain more powerful with notoriety, so she's kind of a pirate leader. I have not yet tried the scientist and the builder, they're on my to-do list. I've been just so enthralled with the absolute randomness of the Navigator leader, especially since they can sort of grab cards from other leaders. I mean, you have a bit of a hodgepodge mash of units. The only victory I've had with the general leader was a very, very hard-fought one, and I think I'm going to go back to this one. Now, if you do play this, there's only 3 real different scenarios. There's the forest, where you get far more enemies, but you can get cards that let you basically improve buildings. The coast, all the enemies have special abilities, but you gain blessings that reduce the cost of a card by 50. In terms of gold cost, that is. And then the desert, stronger enemies, but you can give stone skin, which is sort of a more defense, more HP to your units. I find that one kind of doesn't pay for itself because the enemy will quickly, and I mean very quickly, outlevel you. So let's go with this. I'm going to try the female general leader because I've not really done that. We're deploying a unit, +1 maximum HP for the unit, and every one available rat citizens. Reserves, I can discard cards. I suspect that's from my hand, and I gain rats. Oh, nice. Normally, trying to manage your people is one of the harder things to do. Mechanically, it's relatively simple. It's getting it all together because the difficulty curve ramps up is the hard part. So, we have our beautiful little town, we have our cheeses, we play this at least 2 of them, so you have an extra gold for every cheese you have in a hand. After 15 seconds, plus 100 gold, for the next 15 seconds, minus 20 gold on it, ally dies. So we do that while it's quiet, and we don't want this last cheese because it actually gets less than the cost. Oh, I start with malicious shield rats, very nice. Should have played pottery first though, because that gives you gold for every card you have in your hand. And this is a labour card. They will temporarily use your rat citizens to do a bonus, be it gold, be it well, sometimes it's getting more rat citizens if you have the breed card. There we go. But you also spend these for military cards. And it's surviving 30 waves is not as easy as it may sound. So our little walls only have a little bit, and you can't really repair these walls unless you have certain cards, so preventing the damage in the first place is usually the best thing you can do. Right, so in the early game it's sort of insinuated you should move your troops left and right, but I mean, I'm tempted by that one, but I haven't got any hunters, so I'll need those for bounty. Yes, it's insinuated that you want to like kind of pull your troops, but because there's no way of actually splitting them, which is a real underside, unless you click on every single one individually. Thank you. It's just an absolute headache. And go. Now, these guys also have the militia, which can grow into better versions of themselves, which is another one of the big differences between them and the other factions. And it is certainly worth doing. Hunter Guard. All ranged troops on this side. I'm not too keen on that. And I don't have any spare ratties, so I'm stuck waiting. I don't have enough gold for the wall. Normally those are a bit cheaper, so a little surprised by that. So go forth, my ratties. Pummel them! And there's also no fast forward in this game, which is a little bit of a pain. See, it does lack some basic features of the genre. So we'll take that expansion card. Start getting money there. We'll expand our walls. Lovely. Alright. So I can either have 3 houses or get an advisor. Now, this advisor only has a one-off effect, so I'm going to go with the house cards. So improve that while I'm at it. Let's have a look. Put you on that side. Is this worth doing? I'm not really waiting on anything, so let's get the extra gold. Oh dear, we've got one of these chaps, so I'm going to gain a bit of extra bounty in the meantime. Summon more guards. I really should have played that one first, but kind of just wanted them out there. Now, the hunters are a bit weird because they will stay outside the city, and every so often you get these events. A collapsed city is actually from your previous game. Depending on how well you did, you get different bonuses. I'm going to go for the 3 rat citizens. And leader level ups, because you don't usually get to do those right now. Let's get another event from someone coming along. Butterfly season. Simply, is there anything valuable left within the city? Or have to get something throughout the walls? Capture something? Wait a minute. Right, butterflies aren't that common. So we'll have to keep an eye out for those. Now, tax is essentially the money you get over time. Nice and simple. But it never feels like enough. Shield rats, fossery. Oh yes, the town guards are the flingers. Oh well, and I really should be using this more often. Again, playing and talking is a little distracting. Oh wow, 100 each. Wait, come on. I have found the game is a little awkward in registering clicks, which has been a pest regarding various things. I'm just going to get rid of the cheese, because when you start getting a bigger deck, the cheeses don't come out as a group very often. Get rid of that. Yes, we'll take the opportunity to get rid of that cheese as well. I have a very bow-heavy army. Oh well. At the end of the day... Oh, quest cards, leader level. Let's try this. Get 7, raise it by 5. Get 5 building cards. Now, these quests don't come up very commonly, but they're quite decent. Well in hand. Read abilities cooldown. No. Not bad. This one is a really good one. But I don't know if I'm supposed to have 5 cards in my deck without playing them or gain them over time. Again, some of these aren't very clear. And the merchants finally arrived. Well, I definitely want that farm. I want that defensive wall. Level 2 is pretty decent as well. You don't get that very often. And the repair card. Lovely. No. I'm actually going to do that to get more citizens. Because I don't think I really need more troops just yet. They're looking a bit battered. So I've got 4 gate guards, 2 archers, and 1 melee person in the front there. And that's 2 archers, basically 4 archers and 2 gate guards. So I'm going to throw a hunter over here, just to make it a bit tougher, and get a gate guard over there. Don't want to die. Oh, fair enough. Go for that leader level. Start expanding the walls further. I really should have gone right there with that one. But the game can sometimes just throw all the enemies from one side and completely forget about your other side there. So I'll move a more cards. And for the sake of just having a bit of safety, put that there for now actually. I'll just stick more troops on this side to compensate for the lack of retreating room, shall we say? Now, if this wall does go down, all your rats will try to retreat to the previous wall, and most of the time they will all die. Simple as that. And there's 1 or 2 cards I do want to get a hold of, like boost the overall HP of these walls. Because there are some enemies later on, mounted enemies, that just come along and ram themselves straight into those walls. And then you've got jerks like this who can just attack your back row. Don't forget the treasure. Upgrade a card. Legendary cards already. I was not expecting that. I mean, that's good when things are going bad. That one is only good if you've got something that's constantly giving you cards. Otherwise, you're going to have no deck. They are quite powerful in terms of defense, though. I just haven't got anything to buy cards with. That's my main problem. Now, I think right now the expansion is the wiser choice. So yeah, we're going to go over there, Mr. Hunter. Wanted, excellent. That is the card I was looking for. Labour, +1 bounty at the end. If I can get that card leveled up, it does +2 instead. And it's honestly a nice, easy, and cheap way of getting a very good income. Get those houses built, have a nice bit of tax, have a nice population. This is very different to what I'm used to. Normally I'm fighting for population, and it looks like one of our shield mice has turned into a shield mice. A shield militia, sorry. But yeah, eventually they'll turn into the legionnaires, which are far more powerful, and if you get more of them, then altogether they gain defense bonuses. And this is one of the reasons the military is going to be a lot of fun. Now, enemy-wise, you can't really click on them to see what they do. There's a glossary, and you get told what they do the first time you find them, but a lot of the time you just have to remember. Again, there's a few quality of life things that just aren't included. Okay, so we get the wanted poster up again. Shield militia, get that. Wow, it's safe. Again, keep losing my people at the front. Yeah, I definitely need more forward people here. Walls can get trashed. My farm's ready to give me gold. Merchants arrive. Better talk to you before you run off. I mean, sometimes that could be useful. Honestly, I probably won't need the move speed if I'm lucky. I'm not going to bother with the cheese markets, as I've already gotten rid of the cheese. Aggro could be a really good way of getting more bounty. Let's upgrade that. Thank you. Where's our enemies coming from? They're coming from the right. And I'll pull off from drawing for just a second. Repair that wall. Delete a card. Let's get rid of the last cheese because it is absolutely useless. I've been given quests a lot here. I've got the seeds. These ones are a bit more obvious. Shield rattle. Stick a hunter over here. Lovely. Oh, there's our seed. Any others? Got drawn and out the way. Shield fortification. Well, it looks like everything's kicking off over here, but over here for now. Right, I think now. Discard that, get an extra rat. No one dies in 15 seconds. Lovely, but they have dinted my walls. Healed allies plus... that's not very good. Again, it's only for 10 seconds. I might as well gain attack for everybody. Yes, the scout's demand. He ran away from his scouting mission and pretends that he has information. Okay, but this is the most economy I've ever had as a military rat. It's going pretty well. Keep trading soldiers. Tax -3. You know what? I'll take that just for a permanent boost. Expansion would be nice. I haven't really got a card that would benefit the most from it. Trying to think. We've got the farm. That would give us more money for that. But I'll go with the leader level up. There we go. Lovely. Haven't got really time for that. Repairs again. That's barely scratched. Might as well do it whilst I've got the money. Put that in. Bounties are bringing in the gold, which I'd like to see. Now, there would be one card I really want, and that is a Warren. And that's basically extra civilians every, I think, 2 minutes. I'm not really low on the little ratties. Granted, I can't really make any more troops at this time. But this is easy. Once we start getting the weasels and the lizard men, then we'll be in trouble. So what we got? Not bad, not bad. I've not really tried these yet, so I'd very much like to. No, the walls aren't scratched. Job's a good one. Now, not all of these are positive. Some of these can be negative. Reinforced walls, that is the card I was waiting for. Lovely. Get that money. Do that. Get an extra person. Start pottery. Reinforced wall. Bam! Just get rid of the whole hand. And gives us 80 HP on that wall. It also does an instantaneous repair, which is very nice. Right. +1 card. Ooh, okay, that's not so bad. The Berserker has been tempting me. Because anything that can heal itself, but the first aid station is definitely something I need. 1 citizen whenever I use my ability. If I was the other commander, I'd definitely be going for that. Cheap walls, I'll want that. Ooh, I've got the money. Take the Ratropolis. Right, so we've got archers. Keeping track of what's where is a bit difficult. Okay. 9 times Weasel Warrior from the right. That is not going to be a fun time. Let's start building on the left. We get our first aid station here. Let's get an extra hunters with a shield. There we go. Now, most of the buildings, how they work is, you know, time ticks down, and then, well, essentially, you get to use an ability on them. Expansion, thank you. I will need that for the wall. I would very much like to use it on the first aid station, but... Deck. Oh, I've run out of civilians. And he's riding a duck! Nice. Yes, ducks seem to be your super beasts in this game, which I find really quite hilarious. So yeah, let's get that wall up. Money, I really want that Berserker, but I can't justify it at this time. Now, I believe, if you give me just 1 second, in the settings, you can have card hotkeys, but you can't have building hotkeys, which is a little bit of a shame. I think that'd really help rather than having to scroll, or like something up here where I can click when I can use them. And again, I keep saying it's minor quality of life things. War fund, +10 gold for every available citizen. I don't have many available citizens. What's my other options? Remove a selected card, get a load of gold. In that case... No, unless I've got more than 5 citizens, that's never a good choice. If I want to delete a card, is there anything I can get rid of? Let's get rid of the danger card. Lovely. Okay, this is the problem when you're sort of stuck waiting. I'm going to just use that to make sure everyone's topped up. And I just twiddle my thumbs. See, this is why you need a just fast forward time. Because nothing benefits me from doing this. The 95 gold is a pittance. What I'm waiting for is my reserve to go down. And that way I can get at least 2 more citizens and build up my stock, because honestly I'm not getting much luck with building cards. I really should have more buildings than now. but I've not had any options for them. Ooh, there we go. I knew that was going to hurt. I want the berserker. No, hunt first. We do hunt, and then we repair the walls with that. Repair our ratties with the first aid tent. This, next to the first aid tent, is amazing. Every time we kill an enemy, it reduces the time of the timer. Yeah. Get the expansion. The syringe is a bit useless because, frankly, it's very difficult to click an individual rat in there. Academy, here we go. +2 attack, plus 8 HP every time the growth is completed. Now, as you may have seen with the shield rats and the militia, they have growth, they kill enough enemies, they get better. So, that is a real nice one to have. Unfortunately, if I don't play it now, I'm going to lose it. So what do I want to use instead? Well, I will stick it on the first aid tent. Oh, merchant. Thank you. Warren. Fantastic. 2 rats. This is every 120 seconds. The banner rat's good for retreating, but he can't attack. I mean, it would mean that we've got an attack and he acts as a meat shield, but I don't think it's worth it. There we go. Pottery. And because the gear came up at the same time, we get the academy for free. Beautiful. Maybe, just maybe, banner rat would have been useful to go with the charges they do. I like the knockbacks. I think very useful. Back again. I'll have another warrior. And I completely forgot about the butterflies earlier. What do we have a choice of? Another security centre. Convert up to 3 units in a target group. Alright, so I turn them back into a 0-cost hand, and I can deploy them elsewhere. That could be nice, but let's improve our gear. Get those warrens down. I would kind of like my warrens next to one another. That, because it'll be excellent in the long run. Now, let's have a quick pause. Now, can I actually check? No, you can't click anything on pause. You're cruel. I just wanted to think. Yeah, let's stick the archers on the other side. Thankfully, this level, the forest, doesn't have anything that can skip your walls other than just jump straight over them. We have legionary, and we're going to put the legionary on the right. I kind of want to keep them on one spot. That's not really too much, but it has a little help. Got another chest. Another expansion card is the best thing there. We're going to heal up. What do you want, my friend? Squire! Now, there's several of these cards that are quite rare, such as Duck Eggs or the Squire. The Squire, essentially, the longer he survives, he becomes better. So we'll get the Squire card. We'll put a militia shield on the left. We want to keep things even because I really should have forgotten. I keep forgetting to use my arm card. I'm getting annoyed myself about that. Alright, now we're going to put the Berserker on the left. And then use that to get more troops. Play Insurance. nothing needs repairing, which is... Oh, I take that back. That needs a tiny bit of a touch-up. See, the farm's good. And I am tempted to expand this. It's doing such a good job. Oh, you swine! It's my first about ready. Got a little bit of damage on our fellows, but fine. There we go. Get stuck in. Oh, good, that's awesome. It'll charge out of sync. Right. The Immortal. Heal for 30% whenever it assists kills. I mean, it's not bad. Alright, could upgrade a card. Now, the thing with upgrading cards is, well, that doesn't really... Well, that knocks down the time on it, not so much good. But it does increase the cost by a significant amount. That is significantly worth it.